Welcome back, Warriors. How you guys doing? Episode number four. Episode number four. We got a fire one today. Because we have a lot of fakeness running around. So, with that being said, guys, make sure you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. Subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all of that good stuff. Share it with a friend, because sharing is caring. Tell your neighbor, tell your cousin, tell their cousins that the Warriors Vision podcast is back. Season 6. Let's jump into the show. Welcome back, Warriors. Welcome back. Let's get this going. You are watching or listening to the Warriors Vision podcast. I'm your host, Brian, also known as the Warrior in the social media space. All right. We have a fire show for you tonight. Today, whenever you're catching this, as you see there in the title, it is Imposter Syndrome. Imposter Syndrome, episode 4. But before we get into all of that, we have some business to take care of first. Always business first. Today, this show is being brought to you by, well, how should I phrase that? I probably shouldn't say it like that. But today we're promoting or highlighting one of our collections, the Warriors Coffee Collection. Make sure if you're looking for some coffee, if you're looking for to switch away from or to transition from a company that doesn't represent who you are, represent the things that you value, go ahead and jump in and try the Warriors Collection, the Warriors Coffee Collection. Check out the website. Go to the Warriors Coffee Collection category. We have different blends. We are presenting whole beans, so you can get whole beans or you can get the ground. Check it out. Use code Warriors Coffee Collection and save 15%. All right, Warriors Coffee Collection. Use that code at checkout and get 15% off of your order. All right, so that is that. Make sure, again, I can't even express it to you because a lot of people they requested whole bean, but I keep having to show people where it's at. So it is on the page. You have to hit the selection button, drop down menu, and it'll show you the whole bean, and then you have the ground. All right, so there that is. With that, let's get that out of the way. Let's get into this. I hope you guys have checked out the previous episodes. The last episode, episode 3, we did the Azalea Homestead, talking to Miss Brienne, and it was a great conversation on homesteading and the mindset that goes behind it, that you have to jump into that lifestyle, to make that transition from going to the grocery store, going to your fast food restaurants or your sit-in restaurants, and take that responsibility on yourself to make sure that you're able to feed your own family, whether it's you're growing food or going to the farmers markets and buying fresh food, identifying real meat and real fruit, and being able to feed your family healthy items. It takes a mindset, because we've been so, I say, programmed, right, to rely on the grocery store, to rely on these restaurants to feed us and to feed our families. And as we saw during 2020, sometimes those shelves were empty. Sometimes those restaurants didn't have what we wanted, or they couldn't serve us because we didn't have a mask on, or whatever the case may be. So it's important to have that mindset and take that responsibility to be like, you know what, I want to make sure my family is able to eat, and I know what I'm feeding them is clean and pure. All right, so make sure you go and check out that episode 3, on the Azalea Homestead. Episode 3, Azalea Homestead. All right, check that episode out. It's a fantastic episode. She will be coming back on later in the season to talk about homeschooling. Uh, Schooling has started up, and speaking of homeschooling, we've been doing homeschooling for our son since 2020, and it has been a blast. For me, it has been a blast for me because I know what he's doing. I know I know him, so I know uh, how to push him. I know when he's paying attention and when he's not paying attention. Right. So it's been a blast. He For the most part, I think he's coming around to it. He's liking it a little bit more. Um, but it's a process. It's a process. When you're so used to being around tons of other kids and different types of influences, you get used to that, and it's hard to break away from that. And it definitely would say it's been a journey, but I think we're turning that corner and things are running smooth. We got our little baby girl, and we're hopefully hoping to do the same thing to her, homeschool her, and be able to really ingrain the things that we believe that are important for them to be um, functioning adults in this society, right? So it's a fantastic thing to be the influence and the role model for your children and really instill the things that you feel that are important as they get older and venture out. So, but without further ado, let's jump into this episode. Imposter syndrome. This one has been this episode has been plaguing my mind for a couple of weeks. I would say since episode two, actually, because a lot of things that I've been seeing on social media, a lot of things with Twitter, and I don't really spend a lot of time on Facebook, but Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, it's a lot of fakeness going on. And the straw that broke the camel's back, I would say, was when Donald Trump was indicted, or was, I guess, whatever was going on with him in Georgia. Again, I'm not really paying that much attention to what's happening, but they're bringing up charges on him. You guys know the story, right? You know the story. So on Twitter, people were claiming that they were ready for war, that they were ready for a civil war, and they were willing to go to war for this man. And I was like, so where's my phone? So I'm reading it. I'm like, war for who? I paused and I just looked at it, and I scrolled some more, and I seen the same thing being repeated. And then I decided to comment. I was like, civil war for this man, this millionaire, this billionaire. Meanwhile, your neighbors are, they're struggling. One probably has had his rights violated, and there's no commotion. Your schools are, telling you that uh, boys are allowed to go into a girl's bathroom, and your daughter's in that school, and there's no war. All this other stuff is going on, and no one is throwing a fit about. But this one man is about to go to jail. Well, not go to jail, but you know the story. You know what's going on. They're playing with this man, and these people are getting riled up talking about a civil war. And I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen. Probably that week. I would have to say that week because there's been so much. There's been so much. That didn't top everything, but that for that week, that was the most ridiculous thing I seen. I go to these certain people's profiles, and I see their profile, and I see their pictures, and they're saying they're ready for civil war. They're ready for war. They're ready to get all kitted out. If you for guys that are Ladies and gentlemen who don't really know what that means, kitted out is when you have your plated vest, your rifle, your gun, you maybe a helmet and all these other uh, gears and gadgets, all this stuff, right? You're ready to go and make some noise, right? Meanwhile, these people haven't done any training, and I'm not talking about like special op training or anything like that, but I'm going to basic training. I'm talking about walking. I'm talking about walking with that stuff on for 5 or 10 miles. I'm talking about walking with that stuff on and really having to move quietly through the woods or whatever the case may be. And these people are talking about training and or talking about going to war. And it made me think of imposter syndrome. And on top of that, no, stop there. Imposter syndrome. Let's rewind. A month ago, I heard an episode by Candace Owens, and she was talking about imposter syndrome. And she brought it up because she was saying that, usually she'll see something online or whatever, and or she'll be talking to someone, and they'll tell her some kind of story, and she'll be like, "Oh, I'll pray for you, right? I'll pray for you." And, in that moment, she's saying, "I'll pray for you." And then 5, 10 minutes later, it's out of her mind. It is not in her mind anymore. And she was saying that she didn't want to feel like she was feeling like an imposter because she was telling these people that she was going to pray for them, and they was coming to her for for with these stories and all that, and they probably figured that she's a praying woman, and she said she was going to pray for them, so they was expecting her to pray for them. And she said she would go and do her regular thing and not even think about them anymore or think about the situation. And she said she felt like an imposter because she was saying that she was going to pray for these people and she wasn't doing it. And that got me thinking. I started questioning myself. Am I doing anything online that would make me seem that I'm this? I have drawn up this persona of myself, and in real life, it doesn't match up, right? I had that conversation with myself. Am I telling people to do A, B, C, D, right? Meanwhile, in real life, I don't know A, B, C, or D. Imposter syndrome. And after doing some deep diving and some really thinking, I came to the conclusion that, a matter of fact, I know for a fact that I've tweeted out many times the things that about like if I'm telling someone to train a different, a certain group muscle, a muscle group or whatever, or I'm sharing a workout, it's because I did that workout. It's because I've grown and now I'm wiser to whatever I was speaking against, right? So I came to the conclusion that no, I'm not an imposter. Have I, maybe said that I pray for someone and I didn't? Yes, I have done that. I have done that, and I acknowledge that I need to improve on that. So what I've been doing is, if I said I'm praying for someone, I do it right then and there. I say a prayer for them right then and there because I don't want to be faking what I'm saying. A lot of people in today's world or on social media, well, let's say just across the board, a lot of people are talking and there's no action. A lot of people are barking. You know those dogs that do all that barking, but then you get close to them, or you like you better shut up, and the dog be like, oh, okay, yeah, I was testing you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be one of those people. I want to be as real as I can be. I want to be the best me. I don't want to put on a show for the Twitter nation or the IG nation or Facebook, any of that. And then if I'm in public, I don't want to put on a show acting like I'm Mr. Know It All or I'm this, that, and the third. Nope. I want to be me. I want people to be like, he's real. He's real. And even if they don't, I know for myself that I haven't put out anything that may be looking like he said this, but you see what's going on. I don't want that in my own mind. Imposter syndrome. Today we have a lot of people that are it feels like high school again. It feels like high school. Let me tell you a quick story. It feels like high school, but this was like elementary school. I remember there were times when I would go to school and the kids were talking about different games or whatever the case may be, and at that time my parents, they were working very hard, and we didn't have very much, so we didn't have the games and all this other stuff what the kids were at school talking about and carrying on about. We didn't have that, so I would be around other kids, get some information for them, and then be around the kids that I was around. And once they bring it up, I'm like, yeah, blah 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 blah, just lying, right? So I can feel a part, so I can feel like I'm a part of the group. I'm involved in the conversation. I can add to it, and I know what's going on. Um, and I was telling my wife this, and I was like, how simple was that? Like I couldn't just no, I don't know what you're talking about. I was lying, and as you guys know, if I told you guys this before, I'm on this journey. I'm on this walk with God. So a lot of the things that I'm revisiting from my childhood is just like, why did I lie about that? Why was I trying to fit in? And it's because imposter syndrome. I felt like I was lacking in something, but I wasn't lacking in nothing. We had what we needed. We might not have had all the things that we wanted, but we had everything we needed, and my parents were doing the best they could. So why would I feel ashamed? I didn't have holes in my clothes or holes in my shoes. My toes wasn't coming out. I was just trying to fit in, and that's what's going on today. We have a lot of grown people though. See, that's the difference. I was in fourth, third, fifth grade doing that. We have grown people, full fledged adults, 30 to 60, 70 years old, playing online, creating whole characters on social media because one, they feel safe to do so because they don't feel like no one's going to check them. No one's going to check the things that they're saying, like, hold on, whoa, partner, that doesn't even add up. And we're like, there's a lot of people on, Twitter that get on there and talk about the military, and it's like, whoa, buddy, uh, that's wrong. The Navy doesn't have a base called Fort Benning. That's the Army. What are you talking about? And we get those people all the time, and it's like, why are people faking so much? And it has to be that they're either lost in who they are, or they're really lost in who they are. They don't really know who they are at this point in their lives. They're still trying to fit in. They're still trying to fit in. And I thought about this when I was thinking about the fit in part, right? I was like, for when I created the business, when I brought on the Warriors Collection brand, right? When I put that on paper, I was trying to, jump into different niches that I thought that was going to be my tribe. My tribe would come out of this niche. And all the while, I was trying to fit into something that wasn't for me. I was trying to, grab certain people that I wanted to, represent my business, my brand. And those people weren't for me. In church, oh, I should have got the verse. I should have got the verse. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Goodness gracious. But anyway, I shouldn't be trying to fit in. Basically, that was my whole point. I shouldn't be trying to force groups of people to buy into what I'm trying to sell or draw up or motivate or inspire. Those people should just come. The right ones will come. I don't need to appease or lie or create a character to try to fit in with these certain groups of people. As I'm getting older, I'm realizing that I don't need to be doing any of those things. I need to really hone on of who I am. I need to find out who I am and accept me for me. And as I get older, I'm learning that more and more. For years now, I don't have a problem with being alone because I'm comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with the thoughts in my mind. There was a time where I couldn't handle the noise in my head. There was a time where I didn't want to be alone. There was a time where I would put up and I would do things, and I know that I should have just snipped it off, just cut all attachments. But because I didn't want to be alone, I kept that I kept that around me because I either wanted to fit in or I didn't want to be alone, and I was losing myself. Now today, or a couple years ago, I'm especially today, I'm much better. I can go outside and just listen to the birds, listen to my thoughts, self reflect, self correct, sing a little praise, pray to God, ask Him to remove things that are not of Him, to guide me, to show me myself. And that's another big thing. I I I seek to fix myself more than anything else because I'm heavily flawed. I seek to fix things in myself. I don't worry about what everyone else is doing or what hurt may have been brought to me. You know, what did I do? What can I do to be better? So if something does come to me, I can handle it the right way. My screen went black on me. There we go. But I think I digress. I'm going off into a whole nother, but that's gonna be a whole nother episode for a whole nother day. But I just want to say here, right? I just want to say, I've been saying a lot, but I just want to say, don't fake it. Enough with that saying, fake it till you make it. No, don't fake it till you make it. Because as I tell my son, it's one thing to lie. It's one thing to lie. We already know it's wrong. It's one thing to lie, but to lie to yourself, that's a habit you don't want to start. That's a habit you don't want to start because the lies at the lie, you will become lost in those lies and you will lose who you are. Years will go by like that and you're still lying to yourself. Turn 50, 60, who am I? You're looking in the mirror confused. How did I lie after lie after lie after lie? And I can say that. I'm not 50, 60 years old, but I know from my past that I used to lie to myself, whether it was, blaming someone else for the things that I did, trying to act like I was the good guy, imposter. No, I was definitely in the wrong. I was definitely in the wrong, and I was lying to myself. And all those lies came back as a hurricane, a as a wrecking ball, basically, and just pop, I was about to hit. It wrecked me, and I had to deal with those lies. And sometimes those lies try to come into my mindset, or come into my mind throughout the day. You know, throughout different times. You don't want to be battling those things. So don't fake it till you make it. If you don't like the version of who you are, be better. Start doing things that you can become better. If you want to be, if you're out here claiming to be, you know, coach of whatever, blah blah blah, and you're not a coach, get the qualifications, get certified, and become a coach. If you're, whatever the case may be, seek ways into, making sure that you can accomplish those things. If you're out here being 60 years old talking about that you're currently in the military, stop. Just stop. Tell us what you're actually doing. If you're on retirement, enjoy your retirement. You lived a long life. You're 60. Don't be a fool. Don't, don't be a fool. Be wise. Grab some of the young people and share some of your wisdom. Do not become an old fool. And that goes for the young generation, you know. Don't you're out here you're young, full of potential. Don't start lying. Don't start acting like you're this and that. If you want to be that, go for it. Go for it. If it doesn't pan out, all right, shift gears, jump into something else. But don't fake it till you make it. You'll lose so much time, and you'll be like, dang, where did the time go? Who am I? I'm telling you, we got an episode on that. Who am I? So get ready for that. But anyway, I hope that was, thought provoking. I hope it was inspirational, motivating for you to do better. Don't be online talking about civil wars and you know good and well you don't even work out. Don't be online talking about you ready for a fight, but you can't walk a half a mile. We got a lot of special operation soldiers online, and that ain't it. I see people in real life. I see, I seen people in real life. I'm in the gun field, and a lot of people are talking about their this, that, and the third, and they, top flight, and then I see how they carrying, and it's not a good look. Someone's lying to someone. Stop it. Stop it. Do better. You know better. So you should do better. All right, let's jump into this contact information. All right, so follow us at Warriors underscore collection underscore. This is on IG at Warriors underscore collection underscore network. Follow the network and the brand page. The network page, as I told you before, you get to see different things that we're doing on the land. And on the brand page, you see a little bit of the same thing, but a little bit different. Maybe, I think. And let me know your thoughts. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, share it with someone, comment, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. If you give me a thumbs down, tell me why. Don't just leave me hanging, just hitting me with the thumbs up. How can I improve if you don't tell me what I'm lacking in? Because I'm going to tell you. Tell me. Tell me. All right. Follow me on TikTok at Warriors Collection Brand. And also, if you want to, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna push it towards the end of the year. Follow me on Twitter, see through it one. I'm about getting ready to get off of Twitter because it's just as I'm noticing things and I've just been watching it. Just been watching it. It's getting ridiculous. Not due to any hate speech or any of that stupid stuff where people are talking about. I for one don't believe in any of that. Speech is speech. People talk trash. People say whatever they want. I'm not going for the hate speech. I don't know what that is. People are rude. People are disrespectful. Again, how you believe you gonna walk this earth and not have anyone say anything to you? Jesus' own people killed him. I let that go. If you want to catch this on the audio side, Anchor.fm, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Audible, Overcast, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and Breaker. All on the audio side. If you don't want to listen to the video or watch the video, plug me into your car. Plug me into your headset while you're working out at the gym. All right? While you throwing that rate around, plug me in. Listen to what I'm saying. Let me help you create that warrior mindset. All right? With that being said, guys, I hope that this episode was thought provoking. I hope it, you know, I hope you can look yourself in the mirror and ask the question: am I being an imposter? Am I creating a different character online than I am in real life? Am I am I this, and then here I am in real life? Do these two people match up? Do they match up? Does this persona match up with this persona? Right? So make sure you're not lying to yourself, and make sure you're not lying to people. They both suck, but lying to yourself is trash. It is trash. So with that being said, guys, again, thank you for tuning in. This is the Warriors Vision podcast, and remember, guys, don't be blinded by the media. Hashtag see through it using your Warriors vision. All right, I like that. I like that. All right, you guys have a great day. Warrior out.